You want to talk about a big dream? 5 years ago when I came to camp, I said, someday I'm going to stand on this stage. So here I am. Thank you, Laura Lee. Laura Lee. Irresistibles. She's fabulous. All right, so good morning. This morning I'm going to talk about some social media by the numbers. Right? How many of you guys are in social media in some way, shape, or form? Right? Are you amazed at how quickly it's grown? Right? In 8 short years, it's exploded. It's really incredible. Now, I promise, even though we're going to talk numbers, I'm not going to make you do any math. All right? Super. Have a clicker?
Right there.
This?
Clicker. Top one.
Click. Hey. So I want to talk about a few virtual events that have connected us in the past. Some really big things that have happened in our world that have brought us together virtually that I believe will bring some things into perspective about the world of social media. So first, remember Johnny Carson? Yeah, The Tonight Show? Over 50 million people tuned in to say goodnight to Johnny Carson for the very last time. That's a lot of people. Then in 1992-93, 93.5 million people came to television to watch the last episode of Cheers with Sam and Norm and Carla, right? All giving their last cheers to the world. We then had 125 million people tune in for the very last episode of MASH, right? Anybody a MASH lover? I loved MASH, right? We got it for our wedding, and I like gobbled it up. It was so great, right? This, by the way, is still the highest rated television event in the United States that is not sports related. Wow, isn't that incredible? So speaking of sports, I'd like to talk about last year's Super Bowl. And no, I'm not going to talk about Tom Brady's balls. Instead, I want to talk about the 114.4 million people who tuned in to watch this game. Now, I'm not the biggest football fan in the world, right? But I definitely watch this game every year. Who's with me, right? For the commercials. I love the commercials, right? People spend millions of dollars in order to get in front of us so that we can come in and tune into their ads, right? Those are marketers. And one of the very first rules in marketing is go where the people are and make some noise. Right? And so at least we know 114 million people are in this particular space. Right? Pretty incredible. So now let's move to that world stage and talk about some of those numbers. 530 million people tuned in via television, radio, whatever it took, in order to listen to the first man on the moon. Right? Anybody alive for that part? Anybody not alive for that part? Well, we landed on the moon once. For some reason, we haven't been back, but we did go there at least once. Okay. And then in 2008, this would be the largest virtual event, 984 million people tuned in to the 2008 opening ceremony of the Olympics in Sochi. Are my Olympic girls in here?
They're coming back later.
Are they? 984 million?
There. Sochi.
Yeah, it's a huge number of people watching the Olympics, right? So why do you think we connect that way? Right? We come to the table to celebrate these moments in life, to tune into that last moment, right? To really connect with each other so that we can all talk about Sochi Olympics later. Now in social media, remember this is a two-way communication, where these oftentimes are one way, right? And one way I'm an opportunity to sit and be experiencing with it, and then the next day at the water cooler is where I have those conversations. Well, I want to share with you a staggering event that happened August 27th of this year, 2015. We're on a random Tuesday, 1 billion people logged into Facebook and actively did something just because it was a Tuesday, right? Billion, that's a lot of people. That's 1 in 7 on the planet on Facebook in a 24-hour period of time, right? So those are the kind of staggering numbers that Facebook is bringing to the table. Now, Facebook's 71% of the population at this point. It's the largest big staggerer, right? The rest of them, about 21%. So when we come to this world, we start thinking, okay, 1 billion people, what do I do? Where do I go? Right? What am I doing out here? Right? Is anybody completely lost? Like, I know I'm supposed to share my lunch on Facebook. Right, but that's really all I know to do. I do my little selfie, so right, I can maybe win a t-shirt, $100, right? But other than that, what are we doing, right? So I want to share a little insight of some things that we've observed at Actuate Social. First of all, it's about collecting a tribe of people who know, like, and trust you. Right? A tribe of people who you can empower every day to talk about your brand, about your greatness, about your service, just because they had an amazing experience with you. Right? And for every one person you get engaged online, 130 more people will see you, who are all seeing, wow, that person's really amazing. Right? And first rule of marketing, go where the people are and make noise. Right? There's 1 billion people on Facebook. Seems like a good place to go and make some noise. So if you're going to come and collect a tribe, we want to remember that this isn't just a fancy way of putting newspaper advertising and radio out there. Right? This is that two-way communication with one another. So I want you guys to think about this as a body of communication, not just a media tool, where we can stimulate conversation and connect with one another, regardless of where you are in the world. So today I'm going to give you a little insight on what we do at Actuate in really helping people move into their social media world in a way that's meaningful. So first, it always has to start with your why. There's a great book by Simon Sinek, Start With Your Why. Right? And that's the thing that grounds us and makes us understand and be able to bring to the world, what is it we're really doing out here? What gift are we giving in our businesses, as consumers, as parents, as women? Right? What are we doing out here? What's the why? And then as we begin to move around the body of communication, we begin to put some things into perspective. The first, we want to think about Google, right? Everybody's in Google. I've been on Google today. How about you? Right? I go on Google if I'm going to buy a toothbrush nowadays. Right? I wonder how great they all are, right? Because 68% of that decision is now made online before I ever walk in and make a purchase. Right? That's a big number. So as we think about Google, I want you to think about it as a spine of your social media. Right? It's the place where I'm going to come and find you, and if I'm active in social, I'm going to show up in all kinds of different ways. Then, as we think about that spine and being sort of the nervous system of social, the next we want to think of is our voice. Right? Our voice. It's an authentic opportunity for us to truly share our expertise, to share our thoughts, right? Our experiences, our knowledge. And the goal is for you to see your voice in my voice. And now we've connected in a whole new way. Then, as we move out to the voice, into the world of social media, right, where do we go next? When we think about Twitter, Twitter is really all about pulse in that body of communication. Right? It's quick, short, fast-paced messages. What do I need to know right now? Right? How many of you are actually on Twitter? How many know what you're doing on Twitter? All right, I got 4 in the room. I'll take it. Super. By the way, as far as Twitter's concerned, lost my mic. As far as Twitter is concerned, I can project. Right? Actually, most of the people who are on Twitter are not in the United States. Right? So don't hurt yourself if you don't get it yet.
Can she go to podium?
We're still figuring it out. Okay, now as we move past Twitter,
Go to podium. Good?
yeah, that's good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Okay, so as we move past Twitter, we start to move to the face of our organization. This would be the video marketing that we do, right? It really puts a face on your company. I have the ability to look into your eyes, right? Listen to the tonality of your voice. If you can get me writing things down as well, you've now got me on all 3 learning levels, right? I'm really absorbing it through audioly and videoly, kinetically, really bringing that information into myself. And then I move to the world of LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I think, is all about our brain, right? I'm all about looking smart in front of you in LinkedIn. I'm a trusted expert. I'm a thought leader, right? I'm really sharing my expertise with you and keeping myself in front of my professional business-to-business network. And the whole goal of that is to get you to refer me more often and remember who I am. We moved to Pinterest and Instagram. Those are all our visual tools out here. Those are really just bookmark type tools that share pretty pictures back and forth. So if your brand is very visual, you may want to consider thinking about the visual tools of social media. And then, of course, we move to the hashtag. It's just a pound sign, ladies. It's a pound sign, right? Right? So the hashtag gives me the ability to listen. You guys have been posting some amazing selfies. I had a great time in my hotel room this morning looking at all of you. And how I was able to see that is that I could tune in on the hashtag, right? It's just a listening tool. And then, of course, we land back at our lovely Facebook. Facebook is all about our hearts, right? It's all about sharing and connecting with one another, all of the love we have. We inspire and connect with our friends and families. We talk about our give backs, our community involvements, and yes, even lunch, because lunch is emotional, right? Especially if I manage to cook it myself, because that is not my forte. Okay? So I want to end with talking a little bit about a really quick, short, personal story of the world of Facebook. I have a cleaning lady. God bless my cleaning lady. She saves my marriage every week, right? Because my husband and I fight about who's going to clean. Right? And so every time she comes into my house and she like folds the little toilet paper into a little square, like little triangle, I feel like I'm coming home to a hotel, right? I go on Facebook and I'm like, oh, Kim is amazing. Love my cleaning lady. Love, 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 love. Right? So I did this for, 6-9 months. And I get a phone call out of the blue one day from Kim who said, Lisa, I want to thank you so much. I got a referral today from you. I said, a referral? I haven't given you a referral in a while. But you're welcome. Sure, I'll take credit. What the heck? And she says, no, I just want to share with you that one of the people who called me today said, you know, I was wondering if I should get a cleaning lady, and I'm really nervous about that because I'm not sure who to invite into my home. And so I went on to Facebook and I looked around a little at all of my friends to see if any of them had a cleaning lady that they trusted. And I saw, and she said, and the woman said, I saw on Facebook that Lisa really likes you. Right? And she said, Lisa, it was amazing. She called me up on the phone and said, well, good enough for Lisa, you're good enough for me, and hired me on the spot. Right? That's pretty powerful. Word of mouth testimonial. Most powerful in the world. Right? So I want you guys to think about the billion opportunities that you have in the world of social communication to connect with people and engage them in your brand. Right? And begin to remember that this is about connecting with each other, not just spraying and praying my message all over you, right? But to bring you into a conversation, bring you stellar service, give you an amazing experience, and get you to engage with me online, where we can begin to change the lives of millions of people just by being on, right? Thank you very much.